into the wind. Geezer at the wheel on the road again.
Well, as I'd said before, I'm just a hobbyist at this metal detecting. I've had a metal detector for quite a while. Actually bought it before we went to the West Coast back on the Route 66. And I've messed with it a little bit here and there. Not real serious. But I want to go through the equipment that I have to show you pretty much bare minimum that you can get by with if you're interested in beginning metal detecting, treasure hunting, beach combing, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing. This is my metal detector. See if I can get any kind of a decent picture of it. Okay, kind of like that. It's entry level. See if I can get a picture of this for you so you can see it. It's a, yeah, there you go. It's a Lone Star. I think it's made by Ranger or something. I don't know. It's really entry level. This unit was right around $100 in 2015. And they're still about the same price. It's just the stock receiver on it. Nothing special. But I like it. I'll show you a little bit about how it works when we actually get over to the beach. And I did want to tell you that I've probably, over the years, probably found, I don't know, 30 or 40 bucks in change and a whole bunch of junk. I like to go around old abandoned places, old factories and stores, you know, whatever I can find, just some place where I won't bother anybody and they won't bother me, and it's just kind of fun. I enjoy it and I want to share it with you. An accessory for the metal detector itself, and I would recommend these if you're going to do this kind of thing in a campground, is some headphones. These will cancel out the beeps on the unit itself. You can hear it, but nobody else has to be bothered with the constant beeping and groaning and carrying on that these metal detectors do. Once you find something, if you're in a place where you can do it, and there's not really very many, unless you get, like I do, just go someplace where there isn't anybody, but you may need one of these. It's a digger. As you can see, it's serrated to cut through the turf. It's got a root cutter on this side. It's very pointy. It's very strong. You can jam it in the ground and just pry up a big old divot and see what's down there. But don't be using one of these in a campground, and especially don't be doing it on any government property. I'm telling you, you'll be in trouble. You have to stay on the surface. Or, like this beach here, it's fine because it's not solid ground. Any ground that's been disturbed you can dig in pretty much anywhere except, you know, flower beds. Just use your head. Once you get something located, if you don't see it right off, you'll need one of these. This is a pinpointer, kind of. Me being the cheap old man that I am, this is actually from Harbor Freight. It is indeed a little metal detector, but it's built primarily for household use. They make actual units for doing this kind of thing, and frankly I wish I had bought one of those instead of this. This was about half the price, but it does about half the job. The real ones, you can actually poke them in the ground, pry around, get kind of brutal with them, and like even over at the beach, you could conceivably just find your target with just one of those pinpointers. So you'll need something, but this is what I have. I would recommend getting the real deal though. Now, oh yeah, I guess I was going to show you this. Okay, this is metal, and this is what it does. So anyhow, that's a pinpointer. And the one last thing that I have, which is very minimal stuff, and you really don't need this. This is a lighted magnifier. I think it's 100 times. I mean, you know, this will get you in there. If you find an old coin or something that's got a manufacturer name or a serial number or something, and your tired old eyes, if they're like mine, you won't be able to read it, that's what this is for. It's just a kind of a microscope in a small package. This wasn't very much money, and I like it. I use it a lot. It's great for dates on coins. That's what I use it for the most. But the only other piece of equipment that I would recommend you have is a sand scoop, sieve kind of thing. You know, talked about it a little bit earlier. I'm going to make one in the morning after breakfast. I'll show you how I'm going to make my own sand scoop, and you'll probably be somewhat surprised as to what I use for the base. The making of it's pretty simple, but I'll show you what I do, and then we'll go to the beach and see if we strike it rich. So we'll see you in the morning. It's cold here. It's getting late in the day. I think I'm gonna fire up a campfire, cook some dogs, and sit back, enjoy the fire until it burns out. I'll talk to you later. Bye now. Good morning, YouTube. It's a brand new day, and it's a pretty one. Yes, it is. I've been busy since I got up. You know, made breakfast for Molly and myself, and I'm all packed up, except for just the last few little items. I hate to leave here. It's just such a pretty place. But anyway, as a last thing to do here is make that sand scoop so we can go down to the beach, do a little combing, see if we can get rich, see if we can find a couple pennies and a beer tab, you know, whatever. Anyhow, I told you was going to be real surprised at what I was going to use for a sand scoop, or you know, as a base for it anyway. Well, here it is. It's exactly what you think it is, and complete with a lid. Now, don't be alarmed, it's brand spanking new. I took it out of the package originally, so I know it's never been used. So I'm gonna turn it into a sand scoop, and then we're gonna go down to the beach. And I figure, you know, with a sand scoop like this, you're in the money. Okay, should be a simple little project. First off, we're not going to need this lid. So we can get rid of that. And then you're going to need some drill bits. You're going to need at least two. You're going to need a little one like this to start the holes, and then a bigger one. You don't want to get it too big. You don't want it to be big enough that you know, anything can fall through the hole that you wanted to keep. And you're going to need a drill. Yep, like that one right there. Now if you want to get all fancy and measure stuff, that's up to you. It's fine. That's the way a lot of them do it. It's just to sift sand. So I'm not going to get any too carried away here. We'll just okay, now we switch to the bigger one. Alright, and we go back through and make these bigger. Okay, so then we end up with something that looks kind of like this. Got some rough edges and that on it that you could trim out with a pocket knife. I'm going to call that good enough. I'll finish packing up and we'll head down to the beach. See you there. We've pulled over in downtown Buffalo, Iowa. It's a nice little river town. And we're going to do a little beach combing here, see what we can find. I've got my gear unloaded, everything's ready to go. So let's hit the sand. Hope we don't hit back. First order of business is to see if the you're in luck sand scooper sieve is going to work. So let's get us a scoop, see what it does. Well, it looks like a winner to me, huh? Yeah, works just fine. Found some rocks to start. Hopefully we'll do better than that. Let's see what we can find. Well, that certainly was a bust. you know, hey, we gave it a shot, you know? What can I say? Just about an hour there, and came up dry, didn't find anything. A little bit of junk here and there. Had a couple silver hits, but I didn't find anything. But at least the little scoop worked out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So, all in all, not all bad. I'm driving one hand, holding the camera with the other, going through a construction site on a 2-lane highway. I think I probably ought to just call it good enough and bid you farewell for this trip, and we'll see you on the next one. But until then, as always, let me get all these bumps, quit bouncing around. Hang on a second. I got something important to say. Here we go. Let the good times roll, my friend.